Hi, this is Rob Schneider. You're doing it. You're listening to the Chunk Podcast.
All right, it's the Chunk Podcast. We're back, and I start every podcast that way because it's fun to get together. Once our schedules finally line up and we're able to get on and actually record a podcast, we are back, and it feels great. I'm enjoying it. So we've got JJ, we've got Vince, and we're delving back into the gaming world. This is almost like a little gaming update. There's a lot of that has happened in the time since the Super Bowl and all those. The sports have kind of died down. Obviously, the playoffs, NBA playoffs are kind of picking up soon, and baseball's back and all that, whatever nonsense, hockey. But that's not what this is about, okay? We've been putting off gaming for a little while. I just want to know what you dudes and what I guess I'm going to tell you what I am playing currently. And we do have to get into a game that has popped up and kind of challenged Fortnite. I don't even know why I'm trying to hide it. Apex versus Fortnite. We're going to get into that. But right now, I just want to kick it off. JJ, I see you online every once in a while on the PS4. I know you have some computer games that you play as well. What have you been playing lately? And because I haven't really seen much of you on PS4 lately.
Yeah, I had been on a PS4 hiatus for quite a while, mostly due to real life. But I hopped back on for a handful of games. Destiny 2 just released a what I would call a DLC, kind of building on one of the new game modes, Gambit. It's actually really, really fun. And I have to say that anybody that gave up on Destiny 2 after launch or the first year, it may be worth picking up Destiny 2 Forsaken and this year's annual pass. But I am starting to realize how much of a social game Destiny is. It's really not so much fun to play by yourself.
Yeah.
It's better with a buddy.
Oh, absolutely. Do I still have that game? I think I do.
You definitely do.
Yeah, I think. Oh, you know what it was? I almost traded it in, and then I went to GameStop, or I looked it up on the app, and they were giving like
$5.
Not even. It wasn't even that. It was like $1 or $2, and I was like, really? Yeah. I guess I'm keeping it. So I do still have it, and I can jump back in at any time. But it was fun.
I have to say, here's my pitch. So you could get the Forsaken game, which gives you all of the year one content plus maybe like half of year two's content, and for $40, maybe $30. But I really will always go back to the raids, like the end game raids of Destiny 2 are easily the best part of the game. It's puzzle and action and teamwork, and they're really epic, crazy fights. So yeah. I love Destiny 2. It's definitely one of my more favorite games on PS4. I also got onto the Apex train on PS4.
Apex?
And I was playing Madden 19 for a while, but how bad the Jets are in that game got me super duper depressed.
Well, yeah, and at some point you're at the way back end of the season. The Super Bowl's already over, and when the Super Bowl ends, you're like, everything is changing. You know what I mean? Especially with free agency going on, so there's so much already happening. There's trades, the NFL draft's coming up, so it's like everything's already changed, and now you're just waiting for the next one, which is they've got you by the balls, man. It's tough.
I want Le'Veon. I want Le'Veon.
Well, you could always go in and back in and do the roster. Actually, I think they do like roster downloads. Like, don't they do that?
Really?
Like 2K does it, where you can go into it's like an open source where people will automatically update it on the spot, and you can download entire rosters like for every team. I think there might be a way to do that. At least there should be. If there's not, that's really stupid. But
I might have to look it up.
Yeah, cool. No, that's awesome. I remember we used to bust some ass in Destiny 2 whenever that came out. I do still have it. I may pop it in every once in a while. I have so much stuff. Right now I'm going back into Spider-Man because I beat Spider-Man in the first week. Like, I just wiped through it. I got all the backpacks. I haven't 100%ed it. I'm at like 92, and the DLC had released, and I didn't go back for the initial DLC. The second DLC released, I didn't even know it released, and then I finally heard that the third one was out, which wrapped up the entire DLC saga. So now I've gone back and since finished the first DLC.
3 DLCs.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's all like this story. They're all tied together, but they were released like at different times. I just sat it out, and now I'm going back in, and I'm powerhousing through all 3 at once. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty awesome.
Do they have plans for more DLC?
I don't think so, because I did buy the initial, like, what do they call it? Like the season pass or whatever they call it for Spider-Man. I don't remember what it was.
Right.
But when you read the descriptions, it said the epic finale to the blah 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 saga, which I guess is the end of it was 3 DLCs, and that was that. But there's still so much story to be told with Spider-Man. I do think that game was a little light. I beat it way too fast. I don't know if that was because I loved it so much or because I'm pretty sure it didn't really have that much gameplay, but it was so much fun, and I am excited for a second one of that. But that's really what I've been doing lately.
I heard a rumor that they were going to do a Spider-Man 2. That was just like the entry-level game for it.
Well, they have to. I mean, they left so much unsaid. There's so many different ways they can go. The whole Miles Morales thing, and then whatever's going on with freaking Harry Osborn. That, you know what I mean? There's so much left to be done there. So
they actually also just started a comic series with that particular Spider-Man.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. That'll be pretty sweet. Hopefully they don't take from that, and when they do the sequel of the game and it kind of spoils it. I hope they don't do that, but I don't know. I'm excited for that. Vince, what have you been playing lately, man?
To be honest with you, I've revisited 2K19, even though a lot of people have given up on the game.
Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki, for example, but it's definitely a socialite game. If you don't really have a buddy or anything, you're kind of screwed because like it's just hard, you know, like you have to have a squad. It's not like Apex or Fortnite where you can just randomly drop in and just be good with other people. You have to be able to understand how these people play. But I'm trying to be a 99 in 2K, but I think I'm gonna give up on it soon.
No, it's still fun to play, and I don't know. I have fun playing it. It's just I just don't play it enough. And you're right. If no one else is on that's playing with you, going in with randoms, it's the worst because they're only in it for themselves, and B, it's, you know what I mean? Going to my park, they don't even like bother with you if you're not like a legend or something. They're like, they look at you and they're like, peasant, I'm not playing with you.
Literally. And I think they actually fixed the game. I can't wait till 2K20 drops just because like just the mechanics of the game is totally different already. Like they finally took away pushing and everything, which is awesome.
Finally, like that should be in a basketball video game. Like it's NBA Jam. You can just shove people.
Exactly, and it's like that should have been gone after the first,
or at
2
least
months.
make it an option. You know.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Make it an option. Do I want to beat this guy's ass or not? So
yeah,
like,
it's ridiculous.
But, also, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite late night, you know, grinding out just because of the cross-platform.
Yeah, no, I see that. I know Dan, he's still got an Xbox, and he's the only one in our little group that actually is sticking with Xbox for whatever reason. I know Blake jumped over to the PS4, and I gotta ask you. Now, I know there's the whole Apex versus Fortnite debate. When I see you on Fortnite, it's not that I don't like Fortnite, all right? The Apex craze has got me. I'm playing it really hard. I got to ask you, are you only playing Fortnite because it is cross-compatible? Like, if Apex was cross-compatible, would you be playing more Apex?
I'm telling you, man, like, to be honest with you, it's repetitive at the moment. The only reason why I say that is just because, like, you're dropping on the same exact map. There's no real variations. There's no changing. How long have we had the game now? Like a month or two? It's
been about 2 months, I think, right? Right around maybe a little more than 2 months.
It's been roughly 2 months. I think Epic is just, I don't know. They're more innovative with their ideas. Like they're constantly changing something. They're updating the game twice a week.
Obviously. They went through the phase when they were number one. Obviously they're still number one now. They're flat out printing money where literally all they're doing is changing character designs and charging like $15 to $20, and these people are paying it. So they're so far along and so far ahead of the game. They are doing a lot more fun game modes, and they have solos, they have duos, they have four-man squads, and all the 50 on 50, all these other different things. It's still early for Apex. I have faith that I do think there's going to be a different map at some point. There absolutely will be, because this map has a name. It's like Wild Frontier or something. I don't remember what it's called. they name the map, and for some reason when you name your map, I think you're gonna there's definitely that means you have other ones named. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna come out eventually with a different map. I do think that like maybe I don't know, solos, duos, and maybe a bigger squad. I think they should play around with that at some point. That definitely would.
Right.
You're right. The 3 is getting kind of stale, but I still do love. I mean, I'm freaking loving Apex. I can't stop playing it. It's so much fun.
I enjoy the game, and I enjoy like putting attachments on guns and actually like looting. You know what I mean? And the whole having different characters like with their different abilities is nice. It's like a freaking breath of fresh air, just because like we're so used to playing Fortnite and these other games where it's just like a level platform with no advantage.
Yeah.
Now it's like if you pick this guy, he can do this for you, and it's amazing. Like I love that.
I think that's where the variation. Like I know Fortnite. Obviously, the maps change. Things, the texture, landscape, everything's different. They're adding like crazy vehicles. That gyro ball thing is the most fun I've had on a video game in a long time. It's so stupid, but
the little hamster ball.
Yeah, it's so dumb, but it's so fun whenever you get into one of those. But the only variation that Apex has going for it is, and I think it's awesome. This is awesome. Is the character selection and the fact that everybody goes in with a different ability.
Let's back up a second here. Some of our listeners may have no idea what we're talking about.
Well, if you don't, they live under a rock. No.
Well, all right. Well, let's put it this way. So Apex and Fortnite and PUBG would be all what you would consider a battle royale game.
Yeah.
And the gist of it is you drop 100 players or whatever, 100 players onto an island, and then they hunt each other down. It's basically like King of the Hill almost, because the game forces you all towards the certain parts of the island by
like a little storm.
Yeah,
like
there's a storm that
circle.
The walls kind of close in on you. So the Fortnite is the wildly popular game. You have guns, you drop in with your squad, you pick up resources by crushing it with your pickaxe, and then you can build little structures and stuff. And Apex is, I would say, almost fundamentally different in that there's no building at all whatsoever. It's specifically built on gunplay and the special roles that the different characters have. It's almost like Fortnite and Overwatch combined.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is maybe that's why I like Apex more. I've never really been a big fan of the building in Fortnite, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It really frustrates me when I walk up to somebody, have a clear shot, and all they do is just build right after I take a shot. It's like, oof, man, I don't know, that bothered me so much. But I think Apex does something different too that I don't know, made me really happy the first time I played it. When a character goes down, they're not checked out. Like they're still engaged, they're still watching, because there's still the possibility you can respawn your dead players and have them come back. I think that's like that's one of the coolest things I've seen in the Battle Royale games recently. I mean, it's a game changer, literally. Yeah,
it definitely. I mean, and it's also really fun because your dudes go down. You have to go pick up the little beacon or whatever off their dead bodies, and then you have to escape the people that downed your buddies so that you can go get them back up. And there's something I love about being all sneaky like that. It reminds me of the Blood Gulch from Halo, back in the day, running through the caves trying to play capture the flag.
Oh my God, those were awesome.
I know, and like that's the kind of gameplay that I actually would agree with you. I think I like Apex a lot more than Fortnite because it's a little bit more forgiving in that way, but also the variation of gameplay. Like the different characters just allow for different experiences as you're playing the roles. Or the
Vince,
characters.
I don't know. Did you hear about this? I thought, for some reason, I saw Fortnite was looking into having that come to their game where you can, like, if you get wiped and you're done, like there's still going to be a way for you to come back. Was that something that was real, or was that just a hoax?
To be honest with you, I haven't heard anything off of Epic's page. I follow them pretty avidly on Twitter. But what they were doing to combat that was really just giving people materials like resources and stuff, and they're giving them also health and shield when they were killing opponents. I think that was just their play on everything to make the game faster.
Okay, so wait, you're saying like if you're attacking somebody, you get material. Wait, I mean, just like obviously they're gonna drop their crap, but like you get health from just attacking people.
Yeah, so say for example, you get into a gun war with another guy, kill the guy, and then as soon as you kill the guy, like you would get, I think it was 75 health, either shield or just normal health, what you needed, and then they would give you also some materials. Like I think it was 150 wood every time.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
that's interesting. That's
so
pretty
they're
cool.
just basically trying to speed up the game. And,
Yeah.
you know.
It's kind of like a snowball effect. Obviously, it just kind of like you do well, you get better stuff, and you just keep going.
Right.
Okay, we can. I mean, this is obviously the debate online has gone back and forth. Fortnite is its own beast. Apex is its own beast, but they're both battle royale games, so naturally we're going to compare the two. We can just run down some lists of differences. Obviously, we just hit the respawn thing. I think, to me personally, Apex does it better. I think that it was a very unique way to address that. There's nothing more deflating than having you do a lot of work, like you're laying wood on people, right? And your teammates come in and they wipe up a little bit afterwards, but you just got knocked and you're down. Like they cleared you right away. Which, by the way, it's so frustrating when it happens to me, but I'll be the first person to drop somebody and wipe them right away because I'm an asshole. I'm just saying. But when it happens to you, you're like, son of a bee. If I didn't get to play the rest of the game after that, I would be so sad. And the fact that at least there's a glimmer of hope where I could come back, I'm gonna stick around. Unfortunately for some other people, these randoms out here, when they get dropped, they just instantly disconnect. I freaking hate you.
Yeah.
Go die, rotten hell. Anyway. So we've talked about the respawn thing. There is the difference between third-person shooters, which is what Fortnite is, and first-person shooter is what Apex is. And I don't know if that is also playing into the fact of why I like Apex a little bit more. It is kind of cool to just kind of, I mean, you don't get to see the skins that you have really, but it is cool to feel a little more immersed in the world with a first-person view. JJ, do you have any opinions on third versus first? Is that you have a preference there?
Well, so we were talking about this before, but I primarily play the Pathfinder, which, for those of you that aren't familiar, is this robot in Apex that has a grappling hook.
Yeah.
And you can basically just shoot this grappling hook and fling yourself in any which way around the map, and you basically feel like Spider-Man jumping around like it. And I think that it would the thrill of swinging around like that would be lost if it were third person versus first person.
I agree.
The other thing is I really enjoy the melee, you don't really melee people very often in Apex, but when you do, like you just feel like a badass having just launched the full force of your power into them.
You're just sucker punching them. Or sometimes kicking. Kicking is an option too. It's pretty hilarious how it decides which is which. For Pathfinder, speaking on Pathfinder, I have recently adopted the Pathfinder. When the game first started, I played as Pathfinder and I was like, dude, this character is ass. And I never played as him again. I was like, every time somebody picked him, I said basically if I see somebody pick the robot character, I was like, we're done, we already lost. Because I would just main Bloodhound every single time. And I do love Bloodhound. That was my first go-to. But after I'm embarrassed to admit, I watched a 20-minute long YouTube video on the Pathfinder character and how to perfect the grapple. I am now in love with the Pathfinder, and I'm flinging myself cross-map like every time I use the grapple. It's like the most amazing thing in the world. So anyway, I'm using Pathfinder almost exclusively now after watching that video. So you're right. In first person, the grapple is amazing. Vince, do you have any preference, third person versus first person? Does that matter to you?
To be honest with you, it really doesn't matter to me. Like you said, what do you say about Path? He said that he enjoys it in first person, but it's like we just got done playing Spider-Man, and what was that in third person?
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Didn't take anything away from that game, but I don't know. It really doesn't matter to me. Like I enjoy Fortnite for its empathy, and I enjoy Apex also. It's just they both bring two different feels to it, so it doesn't matter.
Fortnite is definitely more suited for third person with the building.
Oh,
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Imagine trying to build in first person. Oh my God, it'd be just nauseating. It'd be disgusting. Oh, that'd be awful.
I wouldn't get out, but one by one.
Yeah, that's it. I would just do one by one and just pray at that point. Fortnite, because it's a materials gathering game and the environments are just like you can destroy the environments. Apex, not so much. You can kick through doors, I think. That's about it. You can blow doors up, open doors. That's really about it. So I don't know if that really makes a difference down the line. The fact that you can't explode a building, does that matter? I don't know. I mean, it would be kind of cool to just like drop you know how they like the Gibraltar and Bangalore do drop like these like freaking bombs from the sky.
Yeah.
To imagine leveling a building with people inside of it, that'd be kind of sweet.
That'd be really
though.
cool. You can actually blow open doors.
Yeah. That's about it. You know, I didn't realize that until later on. For some reason, it took me a couple of weeks to realize, oh, wait, I can kick these doors open or blow them open. Because I was like, people would stand in front of the door, and I'd be like, come on, man. Really? You're just going to diss me? Like, I can't get in because you're standing there? Then I realized you can kick doors open. That kind of changed the game a little bit for me. But
How are you gonna lie to the pod like that? You know I was kicking down doors since week 1.
No, you were. Yeah, you were slamming them. But I was like, what are you doing, man? I didn't realize they were exploding until I started playing with you. You were freaking punching and kicking doors like it was nobody's business. And when it didn't even matter, too. Like, we were like, no one was around, right? And you'd bust a door off, and then next thing you know, a grenade comes flying in because we don't have a closed damn door. No, it was funny,
it's fine. We caught dubs. So
yeah, we did fine. Anyway, it's fun. But we could go down the list for days, just nitpicking the differences. But I think I've come to accept that they're two different beasts. Fortnite is still fun. I will say it is still fun to jump back in there. It is confusing though, because now when I go from Apex to Fortnite, I'm a better Fortnite player when after that. But when I play Fortnite and then go back to Apex, I'm trash at Apex. It's like for some reason I can't just go back and forth like that. But it was weird when I first jumped back into Fortnite after like a month of playing exclusively Apex. I was like rushing kids. I was laying wood. It was amazing. Because in Apex, when things go down, you're like, here it is. It's happening. We're doing this. But I didn't realize before Apex in Fortnite, when things went down, I would be like, okay, let's calculate this here. Let's just build a wall over here. Let's hide behind this tree. Let's get in this bush and let's wait for it to pass, you know? But now I'm like, I'm just gonna dive in, man. I don't even care. I think that's the way. That's probably the way to play. Obviously the way that I should have been playing before, but that's just how it is. I don't know. Did Apex change your thinking on Fortnite at all, Vince, or did your game change a little bit?
To be honest with you, probably so. I feel like I'm more cautious in Apex, so it was kind of like a reverse effect because, like, obviously, I don't know the ins and outs like you guys. You guys obviously play Apex more. But it's like it made me push more people in Fortnite because I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna wreck these kids."
Yeah,
like,
no, there is.
up.
I mean, I never really saw the value of disrupting, you know. And third partying is in Apex is like one of my favorite things. I'll be like, "Is that gunfire I hear?" And I'd start tap dancing over to the thing and just wait for people to be done. And the fact that there's like loot boxes just sitting on the ground as opposed to Fortnite where you can just run up, it's still kind of like that, but it's almost more cumbersome to grab loot in Apex than it is in Fortnite because it's all on the ground in Fortnite. You see it. Like, is it worth running over there? No. The mystery of the colored loot crate is like it's purple. It's purple. There's something awesome in there, and you realize it's an attachment for a gun you don't have or don't want, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm about to die. But
well, let me have this note. Ever since Fortnite dropped this new season, some people may not know this, but there's throughout the game, and it drops loot for your whole team.
Ooh.
So it's like a little pirate boot map.
Oh, it is.
And
it
you
is. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And you find it kind of similar to that, but you don't see it on the map.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, I get
Unless
that.
you have it.
And there again, I'm not gonna. If you make me pick, I'm picking Apex. I haven't liked a game like this in a long time. I don't know, at least a shooter game. I did love playing Fortnite, but it was mostly because it was fun with squads, like AKA your friends. Like you just get your friends on. You could have 4 friends. You go in, and it's just last man standing. For some reason, with Apex, I've got no problem playing by myself. I won't play. I never really played Fortnite by myself. Even though they have solos, I didn't really get enjoyment out of that. But with Apex, I'm just down. I'm always down to just mess around because worst case scenario, you have crappy teammates. You're still able to mess around and do stupid stuff with your character, just to try new things. I think it's fun. But anyway, I don't think it's really. Obviously, it is a debate online, but if you had to make me pick, I'm going to pick Apex. But I do see the merit in both of them. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I just feel like they're fundamentally different. I mean, even comparing PUBG to Fortnite, PUBG is the same where you drop in, but it's way more focused on gunplay.
Yeah,
it's got the vehicles, and it's way less forgiving than Fortnite or Apex. But I mean, they're all really fun in different ways. I think that I actually prefer Apex as well to Fortnite, but I think Fortnite. I don't know. I think I do think there's something fun about like dropping the insta fort and then you all are inside and running around, building walls and ramps and trying to avoid dying. You know, there's definitely fun in that too. So they're not. It's not like one's better than the other, like overall.
Yeah.
But
It's
I like
preference, right?
I like the experience of Apex more.
Yeah. Like if they put building in Apex, I may leave Apex though. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's how it is. I just feel like I don't want it. I think that's really the deciding factor. I think building structures in Fortnite is fun, like you said. I just, the worst part about it is when you have this guy dead to rights and he builds the freaking Taj Mahal in the middle of, like, you know what I mean, an open field, and you're like, damn it, man. Like I missed one shot, and now I can't even get the guy. I don't know. Anyway, it's still fun either way, and I think we've vamped on this quite a bit. Anything else you guys want to say about Apex and Fortnite before we pack it up and put it in the books? I didn't think so. Okay, before we get off of here, obviously we've been chugging along about Apex and Fortnite. JJ, you got anything else for the greater good? You were like designing a game. You got a game idea, I thought?
Oh yeah. So here's my battle royale game.
Okay.
It's called the Thunderdome.
Oh my god.
And basically what it is,
it's one team two team enter, one team leave. No? Okay.
100 people enter, one person leaves.
Okay, all right.
And basically, it's same style as these other battle royale games. You drop in or you come into the field, but no guns, no items, only hand-to-hand combat.
Yes.
But not only just hand-to-hand combat. When you've defeated an opponent, you get the power of that opponent. So instead of your punches being the power of one person, if you defeat somebody else, you now have the power of two people. And you have the speed of two people. And if you defeat somebody that's defeated 10 people, well, guess what? Now you have the power of 13 people. And basically, it's kind of like Highlander. You get stronger and stronger and stronger. And then at the end, you just have like 2 or 3 godlike people, you know, sprinting around trying to beat each other up. And I just feel like that'd be freaking amazing.
I think it's a great idea. I think it would be very fun to play. It would be freaking chaos. I remember in GTA, you can make your own game modes and stuff like that. I did make a game mode where it was melee only in like this cage, and everyone just gets dropped. And that was some of the stupidest fun I've had in a long time. It is just, there's something to be said about just beating people with the melee. I don't know why that's so fun. I feel like I remember seeing on Reddit, somebody shared an idea or has come up with an idea where it's like a battle royale game, but the more people you kill, the bigger you get, or something like that. Like the bigger your character gets. Did you see that?
Somebody actually mentioned that to me. But yeah, I think that'd be cool too. It reminds me of I think it was a Halo game mode where you would basically be holding this orb, and you'd have to run around and you'd have to run away from people because you were getting points with the orb.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what it reminds me of, except for instead of holding the orb, what makes you more powerful is defeating other players.
Yeah, I like that.
I think what these games are missing is like you shouldn't be able to hide the entire game and then pop out and blam blam you win.
Yeah.
You know? I think that there would be something more satisfying out of defeating another player with your bare fists and then becoming more powerful and just, you know, one-on-one battling somebody at the end for Thunderdome dominance.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier, the capture the flag thing. I miss it so much. I wish every game had a capture the flag mode, and I'm trying to think Apex with the capture the flag mode. Imagine a team of just like the Octane, Pathfinder, and who else? I don't even know who else would be able to move like that, but just insane. It was Wraith, I think, with the portals would be fun. But just to do, people, every game should have a capture the flag mode. Like Rocket League should have a capture the flag mode. I don't even know. I don't know. I love the simplicity of get the flag, get back, that's it. It's one of my favorite things, and I feel like we don't have that in modern day. Not since the Xbox 360 and PS3, I think, which was last generation. I'm making it sound like it was so long ago, but it just feels like it's been so long since I've had a good capture the flag game.
Well, here's what I'll say. If any of you guys out there that listen to this podcast are game designers or programmers, hit me up because I want to make Thunderdome a reality.
All right. He's got it all in his brain. And
Thunderdome.
I love it. And a chunk production, I think it'd be fantastic. Okay, cool. We've talked about what we've been playing. We talked about Apex Legends, and you've gotten that off your chest. I think it's time to wrap this up. I appreciate you jumping on. Just so everybody knows, The Chunk Pod, at The Chunk Pod, across the board on social media. And if you're listening to us on iTunes, if you could, please rate and review. Take some time, just a couple words. It could be like, this is good or this is trash. Just as long as you write a review and give it 5 stars, you could say whatever you want. I don't really care. But I think it'd be awesome if you could take some time and do that. That we would definitely appreciate it. And be on the lookout, thechunkpod.com. Lots of stuff going on up there. And I guess, that's it. I know this week is going to be pretty exciting. Shazam's coming out. And, we did Infinity War tickets went on sale the other day. I freaking broke my fingers buying all those tickets, man, trying to get it before the rush came in. But I did secure Infinity War tickets. So I'm excited. My body is ready. But that's a whole nother podcast. I think we got to do like a pre-Infinity War podcast.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? Also, for
or
those
Endgame.
of you,
sorry, I said Infinity War.
Yes, Endgame. We've probably got a sportscast in us real soon to kind of catch up on everything since the Super Bowl. As well as NBA playoffs and March Madness and baseball kicking off and hockey.
Oof.
And so there's a lot of stuff that we need to catch up on sports-wise that we'll have to chat about probably next week maybe.
Yeah, we'll get into it, but just be on the lookout. Stay tuned. The Chunk Pod, like, subscribe wherever you can find us. And if you have any questions, obviously feel free to hit us up on social media, or you can email us, thechunkpod@gmail.com. We'll be able to respond to you there. But yeah, just feel free to reach out. We're down always to talk about whatever. If you have a game you want us to play, we'll give it a shot. But at the Chunk Pods where you want to get us. JJ, Vince, thank you guys so much for hanging out. And that is that. We are out of here.